illegal ham in the face. But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bry.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in. We're back on Tuesday this week. Sorry about last week. I was under the weather. We did a Thursday show. If you did not catch that, go catch it now on all of our socials. Bry, how you doing, bud?
Doing pretty good, my man. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Justin said he's taking umbrage with a win is a win. It was a great defensive game, which it was. But, hey, Justin, you should be happy because that's one towards your 11 wins that you predicted. So you should be there. You know, you were feeling a little down about that, first two games. I asked you, I was like, hey, Justin, you sure about those 11 wins? You sure about that? But he's still dreaming.
I think most Browns fans, if they're being realistic, would take a 1-2 start. I mean, it's not what you wanted, but after looking at those first three games, 1-2 is better than 0-3.
Well, and also we could have been, if the kicker would have made a kick in the first game, we could have been 2-1 right now.
Yeah, but you were staring down the barrel of 0-3 with about 4 minutes left in the game and pipe dream. So God was on our side, I guess.
We'll get into that here a little bit later. Our show is brought to you by Hero Q and Lake Area PA, also City Dogs Cleveland. We have a great show for you tonight. Bry's got trivia tonight. For Fat Boy Tuesday, we are doing pickles. I got some pictures from the Pickle Fest that me and my family went to. And then for our top three tonight, we are doing songs that get stuck in your head. And man, Bri, there's a lot of them. And Justin is right. It's the best defense in the league. It is. All right, Bri, let's get our show started. Let's get in with some shout outs. You got any shout outs this week, brother?
No, I don't think I do.
I just got to shout out my extended family that came up from West Virginia. We went to the Pickle Fest. What a great time down there. Also, a little home shout out to Geppetto's Pizza. Full sheet pizza. Can't go wrong with it. You need a family style pizza, go to Geppetto's.
It's good stuff. They still might have one here in Medina, but it was like a big deal back in the 90s. It's been a while since I've had it, though. They still have the one over by you?
Yes, they do. And we frequent there often, especially when family's in town, because you get a sheet pizza with, pepperoni, a couple toppings. It's like $35. You can't go wrong with that.
Is it still like connected to the bar, or was it Casey's?
Yes, it is. It's still right there.
Still is there. Wow. Okay. It's been about 10 years since I was there with you.
I was going to say you can walk from the bar straight into the Geppetto's, get your food, go right back into the bar and sit down and eat it.
Kind of what it is now in Medina. It used to be like a bar restaurant. Now it's kind of joined up with Johnny Malloy's here in Medina. So yeah, you can go in, get a pizza. And then they serve the pizza at the bar. But I kind of like, what was it? Was it The Office that we went to that was next to Slice Above? Was that the name of it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So it's a good idea to pair a bar with a pizza place.
I'll tell you what, that was great pizza, that Slice Above pizza. Holy cow.
And a while. Hey, gotta get back.
Yeah, we're going to have to. Remember the honeybee? Oh, God, the honeybee.
I brought it. It was one of my wife's favorite pizzas, I think, because we were back maybe twice in the next, 3 months to get it.
Those are the only shout-outs I got, Bri. Well, let's get into our trivia tonight, which you have tonight. Trivia is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. You can go adopt a beautiful city dog, like a dog like this guy, or this face, or this face. Please go adopt a dog from City Dogs. If you cannot adopt, please volunteer. donate, do whatever you can to help out a city dog. And let me play the sounder, Brian, then we'll get off on it. All right, Brian, what do you got for me tonight for trivia?
All right, we're going NFL this time, and I'm looking for the quarterback that has the most passing yards in a single postseason.
In a postseason.
One single postseason. Yep. Who has the most passing yards for one single postseason, which, not to give you a hint or anything, but that pretty much means you got to be playing the max amount of games. So you got to at least make it to the Super Bowl.
All right. I like that one. We'll catch that one here on the other side.
And it's been in our lifetime. It's been in the last 30 years. So you definitely know the name, and you were a football fan while it was going on.
Okay. All right. I like it. All right. I just looked down and saw the score, Bri. Is it really 1-0 Detroit right now?
I have no idea. Unfortunately, I don't get Guardians games. Yeah, I've forgotten. So
I thought that's what you were looking up at. I thought you were watching the game during the.
I'm trying to. The connection here is not great, so I'm just trying to get something set up so I can at least get like the bottom ticker line so I can keep an eye on the score. But I got nothing so far.
All right. Well, let's play our Cleveland headlines. Let's get into it, bud. First off, when your Cleveland headlines is it's going on right now, your Cleveland Guardians are 1 game back to Detroit Tigers, as Detroit is here for a 3-game set. As of right now, we are in a wild card. Bri, we got 6 games left. It looks like it's going to take all 6 games. And hopefully, just hopefully, Bri, we could take 2 from Detroit here and maybe even sweep them and take the division. Who would have thought that, being 15.5 games behind? God, Bri, somebody put up a stat, Bri, that they have had since, what was it, August or something like that? Or no, the past 50 games or something like that, the starting pitching's only had 26 runs against them, starting pitching-wise. I sent a stat out to, so hold on, let me pull it up.
That would be absurd. In the last 50 starts, only 26 runs. We're giving up half a run.
Okay, here we go. Last 18 games, I was way off.
I was just about to say we're giving up half a run. Our starters, no way.
Runs allowed the last 18 games. We have 28 runs allowed the last 18 games, Bri. The next closest person to us is the Chicago Cubs at 65.
Wow. That's what you're looking for coming down the stretch to be peaking at the end of September. So got to keep those bats hot.
We'll see how they do tonight. Bri, 6 games left. Are they going to pull this out? Are they going to pull this out and win the division?
Well, I think I told you on Thursday I thought they could lose 2 more games of the final 10, and we were looking really good heading into Sunday, and then we lost that one. So by my calculations, we can only lose 1 more game if we want to make sure that we're in the playoffs. But if you lose a couple more, you still have a shot. It's just not going to be like a sure thing or anything. But I think you have to take at least 2 out of 3 from the Tigers to where we're tied up at the end of this series. And we have the if we win 2 out of 3, we have the tiebreaker against them, I believe. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, you win 2 out of 3 against them. Then you're going into the final series of the year, final 3 games, with basically having to win, at least 2, maybe 3. But you have the leg up on the Tigers. So, yeah, today's a big game. Today, I mean, if you can beat them today with their ace on the mound, and they've lost 9 to 10 now.
Yeah.
That would break them. That would absolutely break them. So this is the game that it's almost a must-win for the Tigers, in my opinion. I think if you can steal one from them, you're at least 1-2, maybe 3. But yeah, I mean, let's not gloss over the wild card. Are we tied with the Astros, and we just have the tiebreaker?
Yes, but also you have Boston still in the mix.
Well, Boston's ahead of us still, right? By a game?
By one game, though.
One game. Okay. All right. So yeah, everyone's kind of jumbled together as we were talking on Sunday. You got the Blue Jays that are the 1 seed, and then after that, it's like everybody's within 2, maybe 3 wins of each other. So there's still a lot of positioning that could happen. We were talking, you can still get a bye in the first round,
Yes.
and get the 2 seed, which is crazy to think. But yeah, I mean, this is, if you're a diehard baseball fan, this is like Christmas week for you. Every game, you're going to gain a game on one team, you're going to lose a game on another team, and you're just going to be jockeying for position, I feel like, until at least Saturday, maybe down to the final day of the season. So it's fun. If you're a huge Guardians fan, if you're a baseball, this is all you could ask for. This is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's basically going to feel like playoff baseball starting tonight, and hopefully there's a good crowd on hand, and hopefully they can keep it close. Skubal, I mean, he's a buzzsaw, but if you can get a couple home runs off him, you get 3 runs. If you can get 3 runs off him, I feel pretty good. But yeah, you just have to keep them down, because our spirits are super high and their spirits are super low. So you can't let them get any momentum, and just keep the foot on the throat.
Yeah, as of right now, if it ended today, we would actually be playing Detroit in the wild card game.
Wouldn't that be something?
So
can they do that?
Yes, we would be the 3 seed. We would be the 6 seed. So it would be Toronto, Seattle, with the bye, and then Yankees, Boston, and then Tigers, Guardians. That would be one hell of a playoff. Holy shit, would that be a playoff?
Jeez. Yeah, well, that would be so much fun.
Let's hope they keep it up, Bry. Like I said, as of right now, it is the end of the 3rd inning, I believe it is, and it is 1-0 Detroit right now. Gavin Williams is pitching, and so is Skubal. They moved up Skubal early to pitch this game, so they could use him again here before the season is done. And
right.
And what one of my friends, Mr. Brian Shaw, brought up, Bry, if they did this, that means he won't be available to start their first game in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
He's not pitching until like the 2nd or 3rd game. So
yeah, I would think, but that might be what they're wanting. If they can have Skubal go, and if they can just win one of the first 2, then they have Skubal going in game 3. That might work out best for them, but there's no guarantee you win one of the first 2. So we'll see. You just got to let it all play out. And I would think, man, the Guardians have got to be familiar. I know he has nasty stuff, but you got to be familiar with him. And, this extra work these last couple of weeks. Yeah, they got 1 home run off him, and then they beat up the bullpen. So, but you beat them, and that's a mental advantage. That's a confidence advantage for you, that we're not scared of this guy. We beat him last time. We beat him before. But based on the track record, we get 1, maybe 2 runs off him. And so you really need your starting pitcher to keep you in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And with this starting pitching, man, it has been phenomenal. Saturday, doubleheader, shutouts all around against the Twins.
That's crazy, right?
I mean, Bry, it was just this weekend. They tell you, if you get hot at the end of the season, watch out for the team that gets hot at the end of the season. Right now, everybody in baseball is scared of the Guardians right now, because they are white hot coming into this stretch right now. So I think they've won, 16 of their last 19 or some crazy like that.
Wow. Yeah.
Unreal. So We'll keep you guys in tune with that. Hopefully, when Brian and I come on next Tuesday, we'll be talking about playoff baseball. And with that note,
Is there, well, before we move on to the other good news, is there a team? I mean, I feel like the AL is like wide open this year. Like, is there a team that you're scared of? Probably not a team that you're scared of, but I go back to the Yankees as the one team that I would not want to face just because they've had our number, and even though they don't have Soto this year, you know, Stanton has killed us. We've kind of had Judge's number, but
yeah,
they just hit so many home runs. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with them.
that's what it is. I mean, when your whole lineup is hitting 30 plus home runs, that's a tough team to go up against, because guess what? It is one swing of the bat with that team.
Oh yeah.
They're not playing a small ball. They're not doing all this. That means your pitchers have got to be on point. I think of either them or probably, I tell you what, the Blue Jays have been playing really good baseball, especially to be the top of the AL East and above the Yankees and above the Boston right now. Just keep an eye out on the Blue Jays and our starting pitcher, Shane Bieber.
That's where I was going next. Do you know anything about Bieber? Like, is he doing well for them? Is he just doing okay, so?
I know he had a couple games where he did good. Let me do a little stat check. Shane Bieber.
Boy, would that be salt in the wound if we take on them and he's beating us and he's mowing us down. I mean, I don't know anything about this prospect that we got for him, but at the time that you made the deal, you thought that you couldn't foresee that you were going to win 16 of 19 to end the year. So no. It's hard for me to blame him.
Bieber's stats on the year: he's got a 3-2 record, 3.57 ERA. His last game, he had 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and 6 and a third inning pitched. So he's still pitching good, Bri.
He's solid.
Yeah,
he's solid. He's nothing maybe you'd be afraid of, but I don't know. He's kind of like the Baker Mayfield of the Guardians, like that guy that you used to have that was good and is still pretty good and can still do some damage, and it would just sting that much more if you ended up losing to him.
Yeah, it would. But the good thing is, Bryce, we get to talk about a victory on a Tuesday for your Cleveland Browns, right?
Yes, sir.
How about that shit? I mean, hey, your defense plays probably some of the best defense I have seen a defense play in the NFL, and your offense does not do a goddamn thing until the last 3 minutes of the game to get you back into it. What the hell was that game, Brian? Like, there was no way we should have won that game, but those are the games we normally lose. Let's just put it that way. When the kicker lined up for the field goal there, I was like, oh, he's going to make this, and we're going to lose. And then it was like, oh, there's a block kick. Oh, shit, we're going to win. And Brian, I couldn't believe it. I do have to give a shout out. Junkins, man. Judkins. There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, you're not the only Browns fan that can't pronounce his last name. There's a D in there.
I think that D is silent. But anyways.
Throw out the D, add an N and a K, and then you got it.
There you go. Man, 94 yards rushing. Almost got 100 yards rushing. Got his first touchdown in the NFL. They weren't able to run it good, but they were able to run it okay. But Brian, the same still goes with this offense. What a putrid offense.
Yeah, it's like we want to celebrate the win, but you really know that we kind of stole one there. It was a hard game to watch, but I think that's maybe how it's going to be this year for the Browns. And I just think, let's remember this: as long as this defense is motivated, and especially if they're at home, you have a chance against every team that you play this year. If they're motivated and we're at home, even on the road, they're going to be very good. But this defense just kind of turns it up a notch when they're at home. And we've seen it for our first 2 home games. We should probably be 2-0 against two very good teams. And it's just, you run out of superlatives to say about them, because I could run through the stats here, the rankings of first in yards allowed, first in rush yards allowed, second in pass yards allowed, second in sacks, second in QB pressure rates, first in tackles for loss. It's just like, I don't know what to say about them. And we played some of the best offenses. It's not like we're playing Atlanta Falcons. It's not like we're playing the Saints. It's not like we're playing the Panthers. These are some of the best offenses in the league, top 5, maybe top 10 offenses, and they find a way to shut them down. And as we talked the last couple of weeks, our Achilles heel has been the turnovers and the special teams. And I just begged the Browns to play at a standstill, at an even. We don't win, they don't win. We just kind of cancel each other out on turnovers and special teams. And well, we pretty much did that. Even though we had the interception at the end of the first half, it was basically like a punt. So we played them even keel for the first 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters. We were even with them. Well, our offense was so bad, us playing them even led to us losing 10-0 because our offense couldn't do anything. Well, then, all right, we have to step it up. Special teams has to win it for us. Defense has to win it for us, and they did. The offense did just enough to get that touchdown. But, the turnover, Jordan Love hadn't thrown a pick in 9 games. We hadn't gotten a pick in what seems like 9 games. But it worked out so beautifully for us. And then to have those 2 gigantic special teams plays with the blocked field goal and then the 55-yarder. Special teams, you can't ask much more from them to do that. Same thing with the defense and the offense. Just, for all the people, the haters, how quickly people have flipped on Joe Flacco. And it's not Flacco's fault. It's kind of what I thought this whole time. He hasn't really surprised me either way. I just thought, Joe Flacco's a good quarterback. If he turns it over, he's really going to be shooting us in the foot. So he can't be turning it over. And to his credit, for everyone that wants to say Dylan Gabriel can do what Joe Flacco did, well, Joe Flacco didn't lose the game for you. That's the best thing that I can say about Joe Flacco. He didn't lose the game for you, because if he threw 2 costly picks or had a fumble and gave them short field, that would have been lights out for us. But he did enough to keep us in the game. And, a couple costly penalties, us getting down to the 1-yard line, and then getting like a 15-yard penalty that knocks us back. And now we don't have a chance of scoring a touchdown. I don't know if it's bad luck. I don't know if it's dumb play. I don't know if it's coaching. But you can't have that. And so we overcame a lot. But it was just a couple guys making a couple plays. Shout out to Grant Delpit for getting a much needed, pretty rare interception for him. Shout out to Shelby Harris, who's kind of been a forgotten defensive tackle on this team, making the biggest play of the game, because the game was over. They make that not a field goal. They make that, the game's over. And not only did he stop them from making that, he gave us a chance where we only have to get 20, 25 yards to try a field goal of our own. And then, you can't say anything greater. What a great feeling for Schmidt. We really didn't know the backstory about him losing his mom before training camp. And so, you maybe him kicking in his first game, you maybe understand, he was just kind of all over the place that first game against the Bengals, but him coming back, and like I said last week, this could be a good thing to where, we don't have very high expectations. We can kind of break a kicker in for this whole year and let him get comfortable. The way and it's hard to believe how we were talking about him 2 weeks ago, but he could be our kicker for the next 10 years. We don't know, but there's nothing like kicking on Sundays in pressure situations. And so he just needs to get comfortable with that. And, They don't get more of a pressure situation than a 55-yarder in that stadium to win the game.
God, Justin with 11 wins. I want the kind of shrooms that you're eating, Justin. My God, watching this offense, I can't see 11 wins. Ugh,
Maybe we just have historically great defense. I mean, if they keep this pace up, they would be historically great.
I mean, hey, 40 years reincarnated. 85 Bears, 2025 Browns.
We're even if we have the 85 Bears defense, our offense is still gonna have to get a lot better just to get us into the playoffs, let alone a Super Bowl. So I hope there's part of me that hopes we don't have the 85 Bears, because if we do, we're just going to waste it with this offense the way they've looked the last 2 weeks.
Man, I tell you what, Brian, these are the kind of games that I like. You want to know why? Is because you turn on at 1 o'clock, you think you're going to get blown out, and about halfway through the first quarter, into the second quarter, you accidentally doze off in your recliner. And you end up waking up the fourth quarter with I don't know, 10 minutes left. You're like, all right, it's not as bad as I thought. And then the last 3 minutes, they just give you a heart attack. I was out at Pool League, out at Rookies, one of our spots that we went to for our out and about, Bri. You wouldn't believe what was it? Is it Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator here for a while, when he was yelling about the kicker?
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how many of those were going off in the Rookies at 4 o'clock. Just way to go, kicker! Brian, it was an exciting 3 minutes of football. I mean, I felt like it was the Kentucky Derby.
Right.
I mean, the first part of the game, I don't even want to talk about, because the defense was awesome, but the offense, Brian, Jerry Jeudy, only 1 catch. God, I'm loving our, supposed to be number 1 wide receiver not being able to get anything. Njoku, 5 catches. Fanning got more catches again. Let's see here. Bond got more catches than Jeudy. Oh, look at that. Jerome Ford got more catches than Jeudy.
Sure.
Holy shit. Luke Whippler almost got more catches than Jeudy. How about that?
Can you believe that? Who schemes up a 1st and goal from the 1 to throw it to your backup center?
Hey.
Only the Browns. Thank goodness it wasn't a turnover, I guess.
Only the Browns. But, Brian, we did get a blow. We talked about the offensive line and how they've been kind of just where they're at now. And DeJuan Jones out for the year, getting ready to have knee surgery again. Jack Conklin can't seem to find the field with an elbow again. Brian, we're pretty much piecing it together like we've had the past 3 years, and man, oh man, this offensive line just can't catch a break, Brian. Especially with the injury bug. Batonio's dealing with a bad back. Seems like the only 2 that are truly healthy are Posich and Teller, but DeJuan Jones going down for the year. Man, oh man, Brian, it's hearing that, I just my stomach dropped for him, because they even moved him back over. Was he starting the right side on Sunday?
Not that I know of, but I could be mistaken. I wouldn't say for certain that he wasn't, but I did not notice that.
But man, I saw that hyperextension of that knee.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not good for that big fella. So we're going to lose him for the year. Who knows when the hell Conklin's going to come back, if ever. He might as well just retire now. Brian, I'm sorry. I've been over Conklin's ever since he signed here. I just get tired of it.
He did his first year. He was an All-Pro, so it's not like he's been a total bust. He just has trouble staying healthy.
Well, his first year, he was actually healthy, and then after that, he's played probably a total of 10 games in the past 5 years. But hey, we signed him to an extension. That's a great move right there.
I remember it was head scratching. A lot of us didn't understand it. Kind of like the Jared Allen deal. We're like, okay, this guy's not bad, but then, we should be moving on from him soon. And then all of a sudden they throw a ton of money at him. And you're like, gosh. And I remember them talking about it being like a locker room move. And I've tried to stand behind him because I know he has been good when he plays. But so now you're talking offensive line. The thing that is maybe the biggest mystery of the year to me, and I haven't heard anybody talking about it, and I don't know, nobody's really been bringing it up, is what the heck is the deal with Tevin Jenkins? I play Madden, and he's our second best offensive lineman. I go to ESPN, or not ESPN, NFLnetwork.com, and he's listed as like the 30th or 25th best free agent available this past offseason. Like, this guy, I thought we signed him because he's versatile. He can play guard and tackle. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm mistaken, but he was drafted in college. He was a tackle.
Yes.
And then he went to the Bears. The Bears might have moved him to guard, but I thought he was kind of versatile to where he could play a lot of positions, maybe every position but center. And I think maybe he got on the field for like a goal line set this past week, but other than that, I haven't heard his name at all. And we're throwing out these tackles that are like, journeymen or guys that have played on practice squads, kind of like we did a couple years ago. And I'm just thinking, why has this guy been so bad in the last 2 months? Because everyone was very high on him back in July, June, at the end of last year. What the heck has happened to him? So, and I just haven't heard anybody bring it up. I haven't heard the coaches address it or talk about it or anything like that. So I don't have any answers. I just have a lot of questions on why we haven't seen Tevin Jenkins yet.
Well, and I have the same thing with Zach Zinner. He was supposed to be the heir apparent.
Right. I think.
And he was a healthy scratch, Bri. A healthy scratch.
Right. To me, that's more straightforward. That's not a mystery to me. He's just not good enough right now. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of. I mean, if he was good enough, he would be dressing as high as I was on him, and high on him because he was the leader of one of the best offensive lines in college, and I just thought that that would transfer to the NFL, and so far that has not. But yeah, so I think he's just not good enough right now. He needs to get better. But this Tevin Jenkins has proven it in the NFL. A lot of people have been very high on him last year or two. Not saying he's like one of the best in the NFL or anything like that, but like I said, I just threw out, his Madden rating and where he was listed on NFL.com for free agents. Like, I know that's not the end all be all, but those people aren't just making this stuff up. So we're throwing this Cornelius Lucas out, and God knows who else has been playing the tackle position for us at this game. I don't know. Do you know the other tackle that was playing when DeJuan got out? Who's our other tackle?
It might have been Shador Sanders. I don't know.
Right. Hell if I know. Emergency tackle.
All right, Bri, I got 2 questions for you. All right.
Yeah.
I hope you can answer these and be honest with these, Bri.
Mm-hmm.
First question, countdown till Dylan Gabriel. When do you think that we will see the switch from Flacco to Gabriel?
I think the earliest would be the Miami game. I think they just don't want to, go into London. The Vikings still have a pretty good defense. You don't want to do that. Going to Pittsburgh after that. So I can kind of think all along. It's kind of been the Miami. Now, I'm not saying it will be the Miami game. I just think that's the earliest it would be. But after, through 3 quarters of this past game, I feel like they had to at least think about it for next week, because your whole reason to play Joe Flacco was to keep your veterans engaged, to say, all right, we're not going to give up on you. We're not going to just start playing our rookies and give up on the season. We want to show you that we are committed to winning this year. Well, Joe Flacco has put up one luck box touchdown in the Ravens game that should have been intercepted, and then 0 touchdowns through 3 quarters of this game. So you can't honestly look your veterans in the face and say we're trying to win. That's why we're playing this guy, when he basically went 7 quarters without scoring a touchdown. And in the first game, they only had 2. So, but I think maybe the veterans would have understood, like, we're just trying for a spark here because our quarterback is not the worst quarterback of all time, but he just cannot score for this offense to give our defense a chance. But then the comeback happened, and so I think you don't even consider it this week because you won. Now, if we go into Detroit and maybe we get one luck box touchdown and 10 points, then I think you have to at least start having the conversation. I still think it might be a little too early because I just don't think Dylan Gabriel is ready. Now, if it was a high second-round pick or your first-round pick, then yeah, the noise would be a lot louder. But Dylan Gabriel was a third-round pick. Most people thought he was overdrafted as a third-round pick. And it's almost like we can't even have the Shedeur Sanders conversation because we have this Dylan Gabriel wall up first. And so we can't even have that conversation because he's 2 away from playing. So I think if Shedeur was your backup, the conversation would be a lot louder this week. But the fact that he's 2 away, people are like, yeah, whatever. Dylan Gabriel might do a little bit better, but Shedeur Sanders, just because of where we drafted him, it's just not feasible to think that he's going to start in the next couple weeks or anything like that. So that's kind of quieted that crowd a little bit.
All right, next question for you, Bri. This is a historic defense so far. You read the stats, you read the numbers. Can they keep this up the entire season?
Well, I mean, I think the easy answer is yes. Based on the 3 teams that we just did it against. Now, we did give up 41 points against the Ravens, but a lot of that was offense and special teams kind of handing them some points. But I don't see why not. Now, we live in reality, so injuries are going to happen. You hope it's not to your key players. And then also, if you're 3-11, guys, like I talked last week, guys are going to get in self-preservation mode. They're not going to care as much about this year. They're not going to have it, up on the wall to say we want to be the best defense of all time. You have to keep dangling that carrot out there to give them motivation to play.
All right, Bri, let's get our players of the game, and then we'll look ahead to the Detroit Lions. Bri, who is your offensive player of the game?
It's hard to pick anyone other than Judkins, just because he gave us that spark in the fourth quarter, that big run that kind of got us believing that we could actually win the game. So he set the wheels in motion there. Other than that, it was slim pickings.
Yeah, I got to agree with you on Judkins there. What about defensive side, bud? There's a lot of plays being made. What about side?
There sure were. So the quick answer, and I'm going to give you my number 2. The quick answer is Shelby Harris. He made the game-winning play. Like I said, you would have lost the game without him making that. Is the defensive MVP.
Bri, you kind of froze up on us. So why don't you try to hop in and hop out and hop back in? We'll see if we can't get you going. For me, my offensive player was Quinshon Judkins. My God, I gotta just stop saying it like that. And Bri's back. What was your defensive player, Bri? You said Shelby Harris, and then it kind of broke up.
Yep, I said Shelby Harris, and then I was going to say Myles Garrett. This should be renamed the Myles Garrett Award because you could give him to him every week. But But I don't know if you've seen the stats on Mason Graham. I mean, watching the game, you noticed him.
Oh,
But
yeah.
43% pass rush win rate for a defensive tackle is unheard of. The average is 9%. He had 43%. This was the highest pass rush win rate for a defensive tackle in over a year. So everybody who on draft night said he better be Aaron Donald, and I kind of tried to pump the brakes, saying, well, he's just not going to be Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's probably the best defensive tackle we've ever seen. I mean, through the first couple weeks, I'm not saying he is Aaron Donald, but if you probably go back and look at Aaron Donald's first 3 games, it probably looked pretty similar to what Mason Graham has been doing. So he doesn't always get the credit. It's not always the flash plays, but shoot, there's got to be something. Last year we couldn't stop the run at all. This year we're stopping Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs and Chase Brown, and we have a tall task this week, but just been something else. That was an impressive game by Mason Graham.
My honorable mention is Mason Graham. Got a half sack. You could see him. He was up the middle the entire time, Bry, and made everybody uncomfortable. Like you said, Josh Jacobs is a non-factor. The run game for the first 3 games, Bry, have been a non-factor. But my player of the game, Grant Delpit. Bry, we needed a turnover so bad for this defense. And to get an interception on a guy that has not thrown an interception, it felt like forever. And to get it when we needed it, that helped out tremendously. And, Grant Delpit, 6 tackles, 3 assisted. Even, hey, little shout out to Carson Schlesinger. Got his first sack, played good.
For sure.
So, but yeah, that's for me. Let's look ahead to the Lions, Brian. I watched the Lions game last night against the Ravens.
Can I just say one thing on Carson Schlesinger that was very impressive to me and that I noticed? It was when they were down on the goal line, and they had a play, and we stopped them. I think maybe it was second down or maybe first down even. We stopped them, and Schlesinger got rolled up on, got his ankle rolled, and he gets up and he's limping. And I'm thinking, oh, crap, he's probably hurt. Get him off the field. Well, they quick snapped him. They didn't allow us to sub. And so he's hobbling around. I'm thinking he's just going to be a non-factor on the play. And he ends up blowing up a run right at the line of scrimmage and stopping a guy from getting in the end zone. And that was just super impressive to me because he was hobbled. We were kind of all over the place trying to get set, and he made a play. So dare I say, the way it looks through 3 weeks, all those first round picks that we've lost over the last couple of years, it almost seems like we kind of have them back now with, Schlesinger looks like a first round pick. Mason Graham looks like a first round pick. Judkins looks like a first round pick. Who knows? Fannin could be, potentially a first round pick. So like, if they just keep playing like this, there's your 3-4 first rounders in one draft. And, it's been super impressive on Andrew Berry's part. And just kind of, we gloss over the fact that maybe he drafted 2 quarterbacks that may never have a future in this town. And, let me not forget about Dylan Sampson, 8 catches in the first game. And, hopefully he just keeps getting better.
Yeah. So far, this draft class is looking really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brian, we watched the Lions last night, beat the Baltimore Ravens. Did it running, by the way. Montgomery and Gibbs. Montgomery and Gibbs just pretty much ran all over Baltimore. Jared Goff didn't have to do much. Bry, first game that the Lions did, they did not look good, but man, they are catching their offensive stride, and we are going into their place. So, Brian, what are you expecting from this game here? I mean, you got a red-hot Lions team just coming off a huge win against Baltimore, and we're coming off of our win, and we're playing, indoors, so that's a bonus, right?
Maybe for them.
But how do you see this game playing out, bud?
Yeah, it's going to be another tough one, another tall task. The good things we have going for us are the fact that they just played a super physical, emotional game on Monday night and on the road. So they probably didn't get back in until 4 o'clock this morning. So that makes their week that much shorter. The negatives are they're a much better team at home. And we saw how good they were on the road, but they're a better team at home. And, they're hitting their stride after stumbling out of the blocks against the Packers, but they're going to be well aware and prepared for the Browns because they just saw what the Browns did to the team that kind of beat them and rubbed their nose in it. So, I mean, their offense, I've said for a long time, Jared Goff doesn't get enough credit
No, he
for
does
what
not.
he's done. And their run game, outside of the Ravens, who we kind of shut down, is maybe one of the best. But I think their offensive line is better than the Ravens. I think their offensive line is very talented. They lost their center to retirement last year, and they don't seem like they've missed a beat. Sewell's one of the best tackles in the game. I think Decker's still there, and he's still a solid guy. So it's going to be a challenge for our defense, but I'm done doubting the defense. Week 1 was a challenge. Week 2 was a challenge. Week 3 was a challenge. And they just seem to step up every week. And now we have some momentum that we can beat some of these quote unquote Super Bowl contenders. And so we're going to go in there. We're going to play not scared. It's just, can the offense keep up? Can the special teams not make the mistakes? Because the defense is going to probably give you a shot again. I don't know how, but their rushing attack doesn't scare me. Last night, Montgomery broke a couple of big runs, and so that's why it looks maybe a little worse than what it was. But yeah, certainly they have weapons at every position. 2 at running back, 1 at receiver, 2 at receiver, really, 1 at tight end. So it's not like you can just focus on one guy because they have 4 or 5 guys that can beat you. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for our defense, but I think we'll rise to the occasion again. And it's just going to be, again, can the offense get it done enough to where they don't make mistakes. We're making our kicks, and it's going to be interesting to see how we can rise to the occasion going against Aiden Hutchinson. He's, again, like Micah Parsons, he's an elite pass rusher, and so it caused us issues last week, but not so much to where we're taking a ton of sacks because Flacco's just a smart quarterback. But it didn't really amount to a whole lot of offense. So, we're going to have to come up with a plan to stop them, double, triple team them like they're doing to Myles Garrett. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do it offensively, but defensively, I think they're going to keep us in it.
And Brian, the defense has to, because Aiden Hutchinson, you're getting 2 tackles now that are injured. We're on backup on offensive line now. That means Njoku is going to be staying in longer to help block, along with the running backs. I think the defense can hold their own, Brian. If you can hold this Detroit team to 21 points with this defense, and especially how potent their offense is, I think you have a chance to win. But the bad thing is how much do you trust this offense to get you 21 points? Brian, we haven't had, we haven't scored 20 points in like 11 games now.
Right.
Like it's unreal. Like we're on a streak that we just can't score 3 touchdowns. And the defense, I'm with you. Doubting this defense, I'm done doubting this defense. I think this defense can hold to Detroit to 14 points or less. I think they can. But the bad thing is, just like Green Bay, can our offense do anything against this Detroit defense? And that's the question that we have. Brian, do you have a score predict for this game?
Well, it's going to sound pretty similar to the last few. I'm going to say they got a good kicker too. So I see him making some kicks on us, even if we do stop them. 23 for the Lions, and this is going to sound familiar, 16 for the Browns.
I kind of similar, Bry. I got 22 for the Lions, and I got 14 for the Browns. What are the... Now, we skipped last week's games of Thursday night.
I
and
gave
Monday
you the Chiefs. Hopefully you put a lot of money on that.
Okay. I did not. Let's see
I
here.
told it was a lock.
Oh, my God. Seahawks and Cardinals Thursday night. Who do you got?
Oh. Where's it at?
Arizona.
Sheesh.
Yeah, right?
I feel like Seattle's going to be flying high, even though I think they're the better team. I think Arizona's going to win.
All right. I'm going to go... You know something? I'm going to go Seattle on that one. Bry, next up, Sunday night. Packers, Cowboys. Dak versus Micah.
Yeah, I think the Green Bay Packers have been awakened. They had the one letdown week. They're not going to let it happen again, especially on national TV. And I think the Packers, they're just a better team than the Cowboys. So give me the Packers.
I agree with you on that one. I think they left Cleveland with a bad taste in their mouth, and they're going to take it out on the Cowboys. And then we have 2 Monday night games. What the shit
You're right.
is this?
I don't know.
What's up
Hard
with
to-
these?
hard to
One's
explain.
at 7 and one's at 8. Like, it's not even like a late game. What the hell is going on with this schedule?
All about money.
Well, the great thing is, it's a great lineup. I mean, you got the Jets versus the Dolphins, and then you got the Bengals versus the Broncos. Oh, this
Right.
is going to be great. Let's see here. Jets versus Dolphins. Brad, give me the Jet, Jets.
Okay. Where's it at?
At Miami.
I'll take Miami then.
Okay. And then Bengals and Broncos. After watching the Bengals get their ass handed to them last week, I am out on the Bengals. Give me the Broncos.
I will take the Bengals. I think so much of the NFL is yin and yang. You know, a team that gets embarrassed one week comes back the next week and has a solid effort. So give me Cincinnati.
All right. And since we forgot last week, Bri, I got to give the illegal hand to the face fantasy football league update. Let me bring up our standings.
You do that. Give me a break.
All right, get out of here. I'll do and remove Bry and bring this in here. All right, so league scores last week. Team Big Meat beat Waddle That Smith and Jigba 135-99. Runner beat Bills Mafia 153-141. Portage County's Prostitutes beat Always Next Year 172-146. Golden Showers beat up on Honky Cat 137-134. Harold Keel beat Big Bry 152-109. And Dog Pound beat Your Name Sucks 114-93. As we are going so far right now, let's get our league standings right now. Portage County Prostitutes 3-0. Always Next Year, Runner, Golden Showers, Bills Mafia, Dog Pound, Harold, and Big Briar 2-1. Team Big Meat is 1-2, and then Hunky Cat, Your Name Sucks, and Waddle That Smith and Jigba is down at 0-3. We are on the schneid. I'm loving it because I had Joe Burrow, who's out for the rest of the year because of a freaking toe injury. So this is great. So awesome. All right, Bri, you ready to talk some pickles, buddy?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into Fat Boy Tuesday.
And now, it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
Bri, we are talking pickles tonight because I attended the Cleveland Pickle Fest. This is their, I think, 5th year, 6th year, something like that. What a time it was down there. Bri, I had some dill pickle pizza, which was fantastic, by the way. No red sauce. There was no sauce on it. It was just cheese and pickles. And the vinegar from the pickles got in the crust a little bit. You got a little bit of sweet from the cheese and a little bit of salty and dill from the pickles. Bri, I'm not lying. It was really good. It was really good. I do have to admit that. But then we also had pickles from Akron Pickle Company, Mr. Chris Pickle Company. Oh my God, there's so Jersey Pickle Company. There's a whole bunch of pickle companies, and I got some pictures here for you. Here is my little knucklehead. There's Alexander getting the big dill from one of the pickle places. There's also Charlie, got the same pickle. They gave you a cup to dip it in because it was like a lot of juice with it. Mama here with a dill pickle vodka Bloody Mary, enjoying the day. And of course, Dad had to get in on it too. I had the hot honey habanero pickle right there, which was delicious. Came back with a whole bunch of different pickle flavors and stuff like that. Bri, what is your favorite pickle?
Well, I'm telling you, as I grow older, my palate is expanding because I never really ate pickles until, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago or something. And I'm still not a huge fan or anything like that. But the only pickle that I really will eat, I mean, I'll eat other ones, but the only one that I really enjoy eating is a bread and butter pickle. And I don't eat like the entire pickle like you had there, the giant thing. It's pretty much just pickle chips. The bread and butter pickle chips is about the only type of pickle that I will eat. Don't care for the spears, don't care for deep fried pickles or any dill pickle really, but the bread and butter, something about it. I would try. You were saying you had like a pineapple habanero and a honey habanero pickle.
So they had a pineapple jalapeno, which was really good. Because I guess they did it in pineapple juice to get that kind of flavoring. I did their spicy dill. There was also an extra hot horseradish pickle. That, man, you want to talk about clearing out your sinuses. That will definitely clear out your sinuses. There was also sweet pickles. They had jalapenos, pickled jalapenos that were really good. Pickled red onions that were, dude, these pickled red onions. I'm normally not a fan of like pickled onions, but Brian, these things still had like a snap to them, and like the flavor on them was really good. There was also, they had, honey pickles. Now there is one, I should go get the packet, but I'm not going to. We went to a vendor there, and I will put it out on our socials, and I want everybody to try this vendor because it floored me. All right. We went up to this vendor. Lady comes up, says, "Here, try these." And they looked like pickles. Everybody had samples out. You got samples everywhere. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to try this pickle. So I grab it. I take a bite of it. Bri, tasted just like a dill pickle. The bad thing is, it wasn't pickled. It was a cucumber with a seasoning on it that made it taste just like a dill pickle.
Wow.
Blew my mind. My wife thought it was a pickle. She's like, "That's really good." And Lady goes, "It's a seasoning pack right over here." She goes, "That's a cucumber?" He's like, "Yeah." So we ended up buying. So they had five pouches. So they have a buffalo, they had a sriracha, they had a zesty dill, a regular dill, and an Asian ginger seasoning. So we ended up buying all those, and we were talking about it. Then I'm talking to the owner. He said, "Yeah, we're working on a Bloody Mary mix next." I was like, "What?" And I'm telling you what, Bri, floored me. The lady said, like, she's not a part of like the salesman there, but she said that she uses like the Asian ginger, uses it for like dressings on certain stuff, on like, chicken salads, that kind of stuff. She said you kind of use it for anything. So I cannot wait to get into these packets. And like I said, I'll take a picture and put it on our socials, and I'll send you a picture too, Bri. I'm telling you what, like, it says pickles in 60 seconds, and it was phenomenal.
That's what I'm thinking. Like the the perfect gift for the impatient pickle lover. Hey, you want a pickle? Here's a cucumber. Make yourself a pickle. You don't have to wait overnight, or I don't even know how long it takes to get from cucumber to pickle, but I assume it's at least a couple days.
Well, for us, I made overnight pickles. So it was 24 hours when I made
And it
my
tastes
pickles.
like a normal pickle. It tastes more. It tastes like a pickle, not a cucumber.
Yeah, it tastes like a pickle, but it's got more snap because it hasn't sat in
Right.
the juice and like soaked it all up. But
Sure, that
I've made
makes sense.
overnight pickles. But yeah,
That's how some people like it, huh? With a snap.
I like it with a snap.
Okay.
When I made my homemade ones, it was I did garlic. Was it garlic, chopped onion, dill, white vinegar, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and water, and brought it all to a boil. And then I just poured it over top the spears I cut up in a mason jar, tightened down the lid all the way, and just let them sit. And then I put them in the fridge. And then, 36 hours later, me and Alexander opened them, started eating them.
Kind of goes back to our conversation last week about burgers. Do you like your pickles done rare, medium, or well done? I guess just how long you leave it in there.
Yeah, pretty much. I do rare.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, kudos on your cheese thing. You blew a lot of people's mind with your stack of cheese.
Yeah.
You couldn't
Right,
believe it. But
I didn't
man, I'm
know
telling you,
that was everyone didn't know that was a thing.
everybody on TikTok was like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. I was like, that's why we have Fat Boy Tuesday.
Yep, share our secrets for sure. You have to try it.
All right. So if anybody's got some pickles that they like, throw them up in the comments. Brian, I did have some bread and butter pickles there. God, they were good too. Oh God, the pickle chips. I got some spicy. You wouldn't like the spicy dill. I'm going to order some more from that crispy pickle company. So if I get some bread and butters, I'll send them your way. Okay.
I told you, shout out to, there's a pickle company down here in Medina called the Crazy Cucumber. And at the farmers markets on the square, they clean house. It's a line 15, 20 people long all morning. So
I think they were there.
You do it right. Oh, you think so? Okay.
I think they were there. So I didn't get to check out their booth at the time because it was, like you said, the line was just nuts. I did have a husband moment where my wife got pissed at me. I think I told you this. There was a beef jerky stand, and it was Tommy's beef jerky from Painesville was there, and they had buttered prime rib beef jerky. They had extra hot. They had everything, any kind of jerky you want. And then they had smoky sticks too. So my wife saw beef jerky. She got all excited. She said, like, oh, it's a beef jerky tent. Let's go to beef jerky. I'm like, all right, let's go. And I started walking with her and everything else. And then I got distracted by Akron Pickle Company with their pickle on a stick. And I decided to stop and get a pickle on a stick. And while she was looking for me in a line of beef jerky, I was not there. I walked up with a pickle and a stick. She goes, where the hell did you go? I was like, I got distracted. I'm sorry.
Sure. Pickle fest. I gotta go indulge a little bit. You talking about beef jerky reminds me. Did I even tell you a couple weeks ago when we went down to Tennessee that I stopped at Buc-ee's?
Oh no.
Did I not? How did I not bring this up to you? Yeah, we stopped at Buc-ee's, and yeah, you talking about beef jerky? They have, some unbelievable beef jerky there, and I kind of had to drag my wife to go there because I'm like, Buc-ee's, this is going to be like the highlight of my trip. We're going to visit her friends and whatever, but and I enjoyed seeing everybody. I'm just kind of joking, but the morning of, we wake up at my cousin's house, and she's like, "Do you want breakfast?" I'm like, "No." I'm saving my appetite for Buc-ee's because we were going to get there at like noon. So I got the beef brisket sandwich. I'm not even like, I love beef brisket's good, but I'm not like this crazy brisket fan. The chopped, you have to go chopped. You can't go the sliced. The chopped beef brisket sandwich lived up to the expectations. When you go there, you have to get that. So I'm looking, like, as we're driving down, I'm looking up on my phone. All right, what do I need to get at Buc-ee's? The paddle tail is like a Danish, and before I know it, I'm getting these. They give you free samples of any jerky you want. I'm there. I get a couple free samples, and then I kind of move on to the next station to try to take it all in. My wife stayed at the beef jerky sample stand for like 15, 20 minutes, just like, oh, how about that one? Because they're free and they'll give you whatever you want. And she's just like, didn't even have to buy her lunch. She's just filling up on the free beef jerky samples. So,
That's great.
oh man, but it was, I mean, it lived up to my expectations. Nah, it wasn't like a change your life experience or anything like that. It was good. But yeah, if you're ever going down to Tennessee or something, there's one in Kentucky. I think there's one coming to Ohio, but it's kind of in the southern part of Ohio. But it is just gigantic. It's huge. It's like the size of a grocery store. All right, you're giving us an update on the Guardians. I'm hoping.
Yes. Bottom of the 6th, tied 2-2 right now. So Brian,
Okay.
we're gonna end this show here. We got
Double still in. Do you know?
That I do not know. Hold on one second.
Be great if he was out.
Player stats. Tiger Scooble is still in.
Okay. All right. Well, we got 2 off of him. That's respectable. That's
Hosey's got an
maybe.
RBI. Who else has got an RBI? It looks like Hosey's the only one that got an RBI, but it hasn't updated yet.
Okay.
Oh,
well, good. Yeah, get off and you can go watch.
Scooble, wild pitch, Martinez scored, Ramirez to second. So
Nice.
RBI by Ramirez, wild pitch by Scooble. So come on, Guardians.
Yep,
All
let's clean this up and go watch it.
All right, so Brian, let's do trivia first. Trivia brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Brian, you asked me Super Bowl or who has the most postseason passing yards
For a single postseason.
for a single postseason. Brian, I'm going to go back. To Kurt Warner.
No, more recent than Kurt Warner. Good guess though. Solid
I was
guess.
thinking the show on turf, the greatest show on turf.
Mm-hmm.
Next one that comes to mind, and I don't know if it actually happened. What about Joe Burrow?
Nope. Also good guess, not Joe Burrow.
All right, I'm going to give you one more guess, and then you're going to have to give it to me. What about Peyton Manning?
Who?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. No, not Peyton Manning.
Eli Manning?
Eli Manning.
Fuck up.
Can you believe that? 2011. They're a wild card, so they played. Peyton probably got first round buys, so he didn't play the max amount of games. Yeah, isn't that funny?
Eli Manning. Jesus. By the way, Brian, trivia for you. Who was the last person to sack Tom Brady?
Well, in a regular season game or period?
Period. Last person ever to sack Tom Brady.
His final game, I believe, was against the Rams. I'll say Aaron Donald.
Wrong. It was Micah Parsons was the last one to sack.
Really?
Tom
He played
Brady.
the Cowboys in the playoffs that year, maybe?
I think in the first round.
Okay. Cool.
So,
well, what an accomplishment for him.
all right, let's play our
Can you
top-
believe I heard today he's still the leader or the most likely to win the betting favorite, defensive player of the year over Myles Garrett.
Right. Well,
And while we're on the subject, TJ Watt doesn't have a sack yet, right? Is that correct? Neither does Trey Hendrickson has one. These guys spent all off season trying to compare themselves to Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt hasn't had a sack in 7 games or something. I thought I heard.
Hold on.
Maybe he got one on Sunday.
Where is it? Defensive leaders.
Hilarious.
Okay, so here we go. Sack leaders. Right now, Gary. Who the hell is Gary? He's got 4.5 sacks. And then Myles Garrett.
Rashawn Gary for Green Bay, right?
Yes, Myles Garrett's got 4 sacks. And let me scroll all the way down here to TJ Watt. Oh, he's all the way down here. Oh my God. Oh, it's so horrible.
Did you find him? Are you still
Yeah,
scrolling?
No, he's right here. He's got 1 sack.
He got one. Okay, good for him. That's a cute little stack for TJ Watt. I mean,
Or no, he's has 2 now. Oh, so now we're
oh,
going
he
to
did get us. Okay, he did get a second one. My mistake. All right, still
right.
cute numbers. Yeah, 1 sack for $20 million.
Yep, that's awesome. You suck, TJ Watt. All right, let's do our top 3 and we'll get out of here, Bri.
Yep.
All right, so tonight we're going to have some fun and do top 3 songs that get stuck in your head. And hopefully we get a couple of them stuck in your head tonight with this one. Bri, if you want me to go first, I would be more than happy to.
Go ahead.
Number 3 for me, Bri, and it's because I was growing up here with the kids in the house. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. So there's number 3.
That'll get stuck in my head for sure.
Oh yeah. Number 2. I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da da ba dee da. Yep, there's another one. And Bri, number 1 for me when it happens, and it's a new one now. The Pink Pony Club.
Oh my gosh.
Bri, it has taken over. We have changed our pool team name to Pink Pony Club. It has Bri.
Very intimidating name, I'm sure.
It is.
Maybe that gives you the advantage. Maybe teams take you for granted. Then no, these are just the Pink Pony Club guys.
I think we might start changing our nicknames to the My Little Ponies.
The Bronies. That's what they're called. Men that like My Little Ponies. I used to call my brother a brony.
But yes, so those are my top 3 right now. What about you, bud?
Well, I'm kind of with you here for number 3. It's stuck in my head because my daughter loves it and she started to sing it. And she doesn't say a whole lot of words. So it's a very easy song to sing. It's Barbara Ann.
Okay.
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. So she just does the ba-bas. So it gets stuck in my head because we hear it so often. Number 2, We Ready. Archie Everhart, I think. We Ready. Like, kind of, I pump myself up. So it kind of gets stuck in my head sometimes, like trying to motivate myself. And then number 1, it's a great day to be alive, Travis Tritt.
Oh,
Trying to have the good vibes. Trying to have the good vibes.
Honorable mention, Friends in Low Places.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
It's always a go-to. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Right now, the Guardians are tied 2-2 with the Detroit Tigers. So Brian and I are hopping off of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give us a like, subscribe, and follow. Catch us next Tuesday as we talk some more football and hopefully some great baseball coming up. Brian, God bless him.
God bless you. God bless America.
All right, we want to thank our troops and first responders for everything you guys do for us. And like we always say at the end of the show, we're definitely uncorked, unloaded. We're out. We'll see you next Tuesday. Have a good night, everybody.